Des Moines, Iowa.
Hey guys, the Beer Guyz have made it to Des Moines, Iowa. It's our first really stop in Iowa. We were in Council Bluffs one time, but you know, this is mid-Iowa, this is heartland, so we thought Des Moines got a lot of breweries, so we thought, hey, it's time that we see what they have to offer. This stop is at Lua Brewing Company. They've been in business for about 4 years. Husband and wife team. They got their start at a craft beer bar, and they did a lot of traveling to perfect what they thought their first love was, and that's craft brewery, but also great food. So this brewery has won awards. In fact, someone said they're on the list for the top 50 craft breweries in the world. Well, let's go find out what the Lua Brewing Company in Des Moines has to offer.
Des Moines, Iowa. Lua Brewing. Hey man, I think we picked a good one to kick things off with. Look at everything in here, man. It's really, really classy and sharp, and I like how that bar kind of wraps around there. And it's a restaurant. I mean, one of their chef came from like this Michelin-starred restaurant up in the Bay Area in San Francisco. So it's not just beer. They've got a lot of packaged beer to go, you can see. They offer merch for sale. They're brewing everything on site. And these founders, you know, they worked together at a craft beer bar for about 10 years before they decided to launch their own brewery. They also had a friend who was working at a brewery in Minnesota. I think it was I'm not sure of the brewery, but it was in Rochester, Minnesota. And he came down here to help these guys as well. Opened up in November of 2019, and in its just first 18 months, it earned a spot as one of the top 50 breweries in the world for both a restaurant and one of the best restaurants in Des Moines. So, hey, this place looks great. Look at this patio. I mean, the patio is massive. I can't wait to try their beers. They didn't have a traditional flight, so we got 4 nice little heaters going on there, but let's go.
All right, here we go. Well,
Lua Brewing, Des Moines, Iowa.
There's 4 samples we have here. We're a little disappointed because the Hefeweizen, they have 2 of them on tap here, and she said that they don't have either one of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, very rarely do we find a craft brewery with 2 of them. And in this case, they're both out of stock.
She said what, they were busy?
She says it must have been a popular Hefeweizen week. Well, it's midweek of the next week. And we're looking at the brewers right across the street, right across the alley here. So, well, we've got 4 of them. This first one is very unique. We're in Iowa, and you know, it's corn.
Yeah.
And this is a corn lager, a premium corn lager.
It's called the Finest.
Yeah. I mean, it's made with Iowa corn.
But look, it
looks like a sour.
It don't get much clearer than that.
So, I don't even know what to think of that.
Wow. That is,
smells good.
I mean, so the alcohol content can't be that high, but it goes down really smooth to me. Like,
That's really good.
No, it's good, right? Like,
it's really good. I've never had a corn lager before.
Me either.
I don't even know where you could buy a corn lager. That's a B that he's trying to get right there.
Yeah.
And now he's going to make a B mad at us.
He needs to get the fuck out of here.
Wow, but guys, that is really, really good. Corn lager. It's clean, crisp, and local, it says.
And so if I could describe it, it's hard to describe.
It is hard to describe.
It is not a beer taste. You get zero aftertaste.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's smooth.
It is.
It's crisp. It's delicate. It's almost like velvet. Like a cream.
Yeah.
Like a creamy. Oh my gosh, that's good.
That is a different, unique taste that is really good though. So,
That's really
the finest.
good.
I like it.
And yeah, the alcohol content is
It's got to be low. And as far as IBU,
4%.
4%. Yeah, that's like
It's a light beer.
Some 3.2.
That's a light beer. That is a light beer.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's why it tastes like it does.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's better than a Coors Light. That's
absolutely it is. No,
or a Bud Light.
That's what I mean.
Like that. But it's really good.
It's got a good taste.
Corn lager.
All right then.
So this one's kind of interesting. This is
look at that glass.
Look at that glass. That's cool,
man.
It's called a Kingmaker. It's a Kolsch. It's a collaboration with the brewery up in Minnesota, and it's the Fair State Brewing Company in St. Paul. Is that right?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
Yeah, that's Minneapolis.
Have we been there?
We have been there. They have an awesome Pilsner. Yeah, their Pilsner is really good. How's the Kolsch collab?
It's really good. It's really smooth.
Okay, because
really smooth.
This brewer is from Rochester, right? Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's got some connections up there, because you said there's another collab on there with another Minnesota brewery.
And this brewery is like 4 years old. And we said earlier it's a husband and wife. That I know, isn't that good?
That's good.
It's really good. I really wish we could have tried their Hefeweizens, because I bet you they're good.
I bet they are good because this has a there's some hoppiness to it, but it's not overpowering. Hop. And once again, it's very
clean. It's sparkling. It's so good.
Yeah, so that's another good one.
You could drink this all night.
Oh no,
this would be a great beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's more than 5 ounces. It looks like too.
I feel like it is too, because I feel like I could pour that in here and be full. All right, so now we're going to IPAs, right?
And this is the Sun for Miles, which is their flagship IPAs. They've got 4 IPAs here, and all of them are hazy. Every single one of them are hazy, except this. The next one we're going to try. It's a cold IPA, so it's not a West Coast, but the other 3 are all hazy. So.
Hey man, and I'm just going to say this before you try that. I do find it a little strange that we are in the middle of October right now as we're recording this, and there was no German Weissbier, no Mars, nothing. Like,
and this is German country too. I mean, Germans. I mean, they got a lot of Hefeweizen.
But on the lager side of things, you got the corn lager, and that
smells like a hazy IPA, all right. It's a good hazy IPA, though. It's a real good IPA.
I mean, you don't like them at all,
I'm not like you. If you've watched our telecasts before, I'm not a hate, but I'll drink it if it's good, and that's a good hazy IPA. That is good. That's really, really good.
We're going up on IBUs now for damn sure, compared to these two.
Yeah, and this is 6.6% alcohol, and the next one. I'm anxious to try this one because it's a cold IPA. It's got numerous different hops, and that bee really does like it. I can tell. Get out of here. Ooh,
yeah, man.
So it's
so beware the bees on the patio, y'all.
Yeah,
what the hell?
It's I'm anxious to try it because it's 8% alcohol.
Oh shit! That guy just hit a keg.
He's from Minnesota.
Oh
all right, here we go. 8%.
What's going on here?
We got bees. We got people driving into beer kegs. Got product that's out of stock.
We had to be seated. You know how we feel about being seated.
You don't like to be seated. Right. Look at that bee. Really likes it.
Man, he does. Jeez.
I'm gonna tell you guys, that's a damn good IPA.
I was so distracted by everything. I don't even know what this 8%.
Is. That is their. It's a cold brewed IPA. It's
really?
It's kind of like it's a cold IPA. So what they do is they pour the hops in and when it's freezing cold, and then Jeez, this bee is really bothering me.
Oh,
that, you don't like that?
That's weird.
I do. Well, that's because the hops in there are cold pressed, and I really like it. It's 8% alcohol.
Ooh, not that. But you like it.
It's bitter. You know, I don't see what they're bitter, but that's a very bitter beer. They don't put on there what their bitter is, but it's 8%. It's got 4 different types of hops.
Is this the one that is that the one that has the weed in it?
No, this is the one with the weed.
This is the sticky cannabis.
That's the sticky cannabis in there.
For real?
Yeah. It's got there's cannabis in that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like it though, does it?
No, it doesn't, but I did see they have a couple cannabis drinks like in the can, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
So and they have more than beer here, right? You said they've got
they have a full menu which we didn't get.
So let's talk about that. But, you know, being seated, it's a restaurant.
It is a restaurant.
I mean, it's a restaurant.
It's a full bar.
Yeah.
You can buy mixed drinks. I mean, this isn't what they do. They don't hang their hat on just being a craft brewery.
Right.
And they have
an amazing chef.
They have really good beers. And I can only imagine what their food is because they have and they're all there's you can go online and there's pictures of every one of their staff, which says a lot about a place that really does care about the type of service that you're going to get if you come here as a customer. And
it's great service.
And it's got a great vibe and it's got a great homey feel to it. And I think this has got to be one of the better craft breweries that we've been to, and especially the fact that they have a lot of food and they have great beer. Yeah, they really have good beer. This is really good beer. I feel cheated, and I will tell the owners, you have cheated me out of your Hefeweizen.
Yeah,
and it must be really good because you're out of stock.
I bet it is good.
Anytime that you run out of beer, that says I want more.
Yeah. But no, it's good for our first stop here in Des Moines. They are setting the bar very high. They really are. So
and I'm back to this 8% cold IPA because I really like it. It's got 4 different types of hops. And here's the other thing. We talked about it briefly. They don't have an awful big selection. They really don't. They don't have
some of them have. You know what I mean?
There's no lagers except for the corn lager.
That's right.
There's no Pilsner.
Nope.
And get this. This is really crazy. This is blowing my socks off as I'm looking at this thing. They've got 6 sours.
Yeah.
They've got as many sours as they do regular beer. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this part of Des Moines is sour ale country or something like that.
I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing I was gonna ask. Is that Hefeweizens or whatever the fuck they are? Is that a wheat?
Yeah.
It's a wheat beer, right?
It is, isn't it?
I think it is. I mean, I think that's
it's Bavarian.
It's part of the wheat family.
And I really wanted to try this one
because
it's got
because we've been trying all these Kansas
banana bread and toasted coconut.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Why couldn't we try that? Why didn't they open up a can for it? Why didn't they say, hey,
that was kind of true, man.
I mean, I would have said, you know what?
I mean, and could have just offered it. Like, I would have paid for the can. I mean, it's not like I expect them to just open it and give me some of it and let it sit. Like, she could have been like, hey, we got one to go.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, but we're out of draft beer, which, okay, I mean,
maybe they can't do that. I don't know.
They probably only brew it certain days, and, you know, it just happens to be one of those days. Anyways, I wish we could have tried that one.
Me too, because I bet it's freaking good.
So,
but anyway, hey man, from Lua Brewing,
really good beer.
Really good beer. Yeah, absolutely. Put them on your list. Check them out. Do it.